Alrighty then. Welcome to Mario Kart 8. I'm going to do some online play. Because I kind of feel like it today. Why the heck not? Hope you all guys are doing all good. I'm doing fantastic. Well, I was tired before, but had a round of Nintendo Switch Sports. And I feel pretty good. Let's do global. As you can see, I haven't really played that much of it. So this is somewhat of a newish experience for me in a way. So thank you for joining me. I think I was going to do some GP Cups. I still might. But for now, I figured why not play some online because it will mix up all the cups. Do you know what I mean? So that'd be cool. So yeah, as I was saying, I was a little bit tired. Had a very busy... Ooh, I'm going to go random on this one. Let's go. There's my avatar. Looks a bit like me, don't you think? So yeah, I had a... Just communicating to that guy. Yeah. What are we gonna be playing? Yes. Rainbow Road. Let's do it. Wow, everywhere, eh? US, Japan, Mexico. Looks looks like my my audience region thing on YouTube. Anyway. Man, this is old school, eh? Slow down a bit. I was like, oh. Hey, don't be rough, player. Pardon me. So I'm just gonna like put this out there. And you guys know it, you've watched me. I'm not the best Mario Kart player. So forgive me if I'm a little, you know. And that's the thing, like, you know, I was reading that book, you know, Laziness Does Not Exist, and one of the things it talks about is, like, not being perfect, and, you know, there's always going to be someone out there that's better than you. That's for damn sure. And there's a ton of people out there better than me at, like, a lot of things, but, you know what? I do it. I don't care. I have fun and I do it. I think it's important. Yeah, and I had a good weekend of going to some music gigs. I talk about it at length in the Nintendo Switch Sports episode, but I'll kind of recap a bit in these 4 episodes. Yeah, and I went to some gigs. Went to my grandma's 80th. That was really nice and fun. But as I was telling my mum, because I felt a bit bad, because I felt flat afterwards. Like, I think I do have, like, sensory issues in a way. And people might go, oh, you know, whatever. Like, that's just kind of like something a lot of people do say these days on Instagram a lot. To say, oh, geez, okay, I'm first. That, you know, you got sensory issues. But no, I feel like I really do. I feel like it does kind of drain me. Which is funny, because it's a bit of a contradiction. Because I love going to gigs. However, it does drain me. You know what I mean? So, especially going to like a social thing with my family and that. I like them, but half the people there I didn't know. Yeah, I like Ribbons Road. It reminds me of that hairstyle I have. Far out. Pardon me. And then the next day, I was kind of contemplating not going to the next band from Melbourne, which is Ceres, and saying like, nah, I'm not interested. But then my mum encouraged, so no, you can go, just go, and if you really are that tired, just come home. I'm like, oh yeah, true. So that's what we did. It was good. Really good band, Ceres from Melbourne. I highly recommend them. I didn't tell this story on the Nintendo Sports episode. Ceres. So, but I have told this story on another episode, but that's okay. Like I ordered an album, 11th He Reaches London, a fantastic band from Perth, from Hobbity Hoy Records, just a CD, and they'd sent me the EP of Ceres, in the mail with it, just like a promotional thing, and yeah, I was like, this is awesome, this is really cool, like this kind of like emo rock kind of thing. So I really I enjoyed that. So 10 plus years later, to hear that they're coming to Perth, it's like, yeah, why not? You know, I'll go see them. I'm glad I did, because man, they were very good. Man, this brings back memories as well. Was it the DS Mario Kart this was on? I'm pretty sure it was. I think I've told that story too. That was the first thing I bought with one of my first paychecks. You know, on top of like kind of paying off the car that my dad gave me. You know, and he said, "Oh, if you can just pay it off, I think it's important that you do that." I'm like, "Yeah, cool, of course." It was like a Hyundai Excel manual green car. I was paying that off slowly, and on top of that, I bought myself a DS with Mario 64 DS and I think WarioWare Touch. I got with it, so that made that kind of console even more kind of sentimental and special. The fact that it was like the first one I kind of bought with my own money. Before that, it was my you know, my mum had gotten them stuff for me, you know, which is really nice of her. Mum's always awesome like that, like, even in debt. And I'm not saying all parents should do it. You know, you debate whether, you know, responsibility versus, you know, kind of just, you know, doing what you feel at the time. But, you know, even though she was struggling, she always bought me, you know, little bits and pieces here and there, and always, Christmases and birthdays were always fantastic, and, you know, like, it was really nice and sweet of them that they did that, both mum and dad, you know. So I had a really beautiful childhood. I really did. You know, and it's translated well. Like, now I feel like I have a really fantastic and privileged adulthood. Like, far out. Oh, damn. I was going okay until the end. That's alright. It's alright by me. So yes, this week, let's go Yoshi Circuit. That's a good one. This week I'm going to go see Pennywise, and speaking of privilege, I'm going to go see Pennywise and Under Oath and Alexis on Fire, which is like, hell yeah. I'm looking but I'm going to be very tired those 2 days as well. Hence why I'm trying to kind of bang out these episodes, you know, now. If I bang these 4 out, then it will take me to the Friday. Yes. So that will work out well. I mean, then it's probably an idea for me to at least record one more episode, I guess. At least. But, you know, maybe if I record one or two on, you know, maybe if it's just one on, like, the Thursday, and then the one on the Friday, or something like that, then at least, then it doesn't matter if I'm tired or not, just as long as they're done, you know? Zelda episodes will probably be good for that. Man, I have to say, I love this game. But obviously, people, you know, what staying power these games have, hey? Like, people just love playing a fellow Australian. Oh, you're rough. I should save. Whoa. Oh, look, it's Venus. I wonder if he's a Game Grumps fan. They were playing, I think it was Shovel Knight. And then they go, what's your name of character? It's a Venus. Yes, I'm tired, I know. Man, come on, man. You're using these ghosts, but... Oh, cool, thanks. Oh, sorry, M again. Oh, I feel bad. It's like the second time I've hit them. Oh, sorry. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a good week. No matter what's happening in your life, I hope 2025 has started off nicely for you in the first couple of months. I'm getting more and more excited for WrestleMania, especially after Elimination Chamber. Holy crap, what a moment in time that was. Like, it's crazy, like, seeing John Cena out there amongst, like, The Rock and Cody, it's like you could feel something going down. But for it to kind of go down the way it did and how violent it was and such. Woof! Far out, man. What a moment. What a moment in Canada. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that, but okay. Can I... Oh, no. That's fine. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, what a moment. I really felt that, and I know I'm just kind of echoing what The Rock and Triple H are saying and whatever. Really felt that was a moment in wrestling with the Elimination Chamber. Sorry, I've just kind of jumped into this topic. And it's funny because we live... Look, I'm not doing a press conference quite stuff. It's just the way I was just thinking about it last night. Like, we've had so many shocking moments in professional wrestling, but we haven't had, like, the ability to kind of talk to the actors and the performers and the people involved in the creative process 15 minutes after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, how interesting would it have been, like, after the because people are liking it to the "Is he the third man?" with the Hulk Hogan joining the NWO, right? That's what they're liking it to. How weird would it have been if you were able, right after the fact, because we've had retrospective shit. Of course we've had retrospective shit. And in hindsight, people talk about it. And all unanimously say it was the right move because it was shocking, right? But I feel it would have been so interesting at the time having, you know, Sting, Savage, Hogan, and Bischoff and Nash, like, breaking kayfabe. Maybe not in a press conference quite style, maybe, but like, just having it, like, having them, like, what could you... The internet's a funny thing, let's just say that. But I guess a press conference, like, have them come and talk about it, but, like, talk about it as the performers. You know, like, not as the characters, but just as actors. And go, wow, what did you feel out there? Like 20 minutes ago. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I understand when people say they hate the effing press conferences and stuff. I get it. I also think that it's kind of cool and you can liken it. Number one, you can liken it to director's commentary. And number three, you don't have to watch it. You know what I mean? I think people just get a bit of FOMO when people comment and say, oh, The Rock said Travis Scott is going to be involved. And it's like, they didn't watch the press conference, but they hear the second hand. I think they're kind of like, well, fucking, you know, that's stupid and I hate press conferences. Wow, okay, that course. All right. You know? Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to me. People get so wound up about it, but it's like, well, I don't know. Are these sentiments really that shocking? I thought it was kind of more interesting for Cena to come in and drop the microphone. It's like, oh, it's like, is he going to become just like The Rock's conduit now? Like, people would want the Doctor of Thugonomics to come back. Right, but that would make him a kind of like a default face if he did those cool raps and tore apart Cody Rhodes and how vanilla he is, and the fact that he came from AEW and such, right? So will he literally just, because someone mentioned it's like, wow, it's like the prototype character he had, almost like a cyborg, and I was like, oh, now that would be intriguing if he was just a stoic Terminator. You know, the one thing I will say that I find interesting, and I don't know if it's by design, because he's my favorite wrestler, basically. But I was sad to see CM Punk lose. But now intrigued to see where this is going. If I had to choose between CM Punk main eventing WrestleMania and this moment in time, I'd have to pick this moment in time. And that says something. Because CM Punk's my favorite wrestler. I really would have loved for him to main event WrestleMania. That might come next year, right? Nobody's mentioned anything about Rollins and CM Punk. That has taken a immediate backseat to all of this, and I think that's surprising. I don't know, again, if it's by design. They're purposely not talking about that to kind of like, you know, quell people like me who go, oh, fucking, I don't care about The Rock and John Cena, like, I want CM Punk, you know. They might be purposely not mentioning CM Punk because they want people to just focus on this madness, you know? Oh, far out. I got completely wrecked. That's alright. I don't know. This is a really interesting moment in time, in my opinion. Really interesting moment in time. I'm gonna go random. Drink my Coca-Cola. Sponsor me, Coca-Cola. Every time I do a session, I'm drinking ya. Yeah, no, I'm very, very lucky. I'm so stoked for WrestleMania. And the fact that I'm going to be there in Los Angeles, man. Like, again, privileged. Far out. I've always had that as a dream that one day I'll make it to WrestleMania. I was at the Global Warning Tour in 2002 in Melbourne when they first returned. I then went to live wrestling events after that when the WWE would come. I went to Super Showdown in Melbourne. To see The Undertaker face Triple H. Very, very cool. Very cool. I went to SummerSlam 2011, I want to say. The one with Triple H and Brock. To be honest, that one was a bit flat. But my sister and her partner and their family lived in LA, so that just worked out really well for me and my family. Like, it could go to SummerSlam, I could go see Rachel and my sister Rachel and her partner, so that worked out really well. I'm gonna go here. What? Oh, okay, yeah, you can do that. Whoa. And then I went to Elimination Chamber in Perth. That was cool. Like, I had never thought in my wildest dreams that they would do a PLE in Perth. You know, and that's the cool thing as well. They've announced it again. I think that Raw and SmackDown are going to be in the RSC Arena because that only holds about 12,000 people or something. Right? Not even? I don't know. So it's not that big. And I think they're going to have the big events surrounding that. They're going to have that at Optus Stadium, I feel. But that being said, you know, maybe they'll have it at an arena. It's not unheard of. Man, Rainbow Road's treating me very nicely. There you go. So no, I'm stoked. Yeah, just in case y'all are wondering, yes, I am a wrestling fanatic. Like, when WWE 2K25 releases, like, I kind of really want to try to get some footage happening, but I don't know how to do it. I have to Google it. What's overloading? That was weird. I just got a notification that something was overloading, but anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna go Yoshi's Valley because Yoshi's Valley is mental. It's like a big squiggly maze. So yes, I will be in Las Vegas for WrestleMania and Raw and SmackDown and Stand and Deliver and WWE World. So yeah, absolutely astonished. So yes, my dream was always to make it to WrestleMania. And let me tell you something. You know, people can bitch and moan about the build of this Mania all they want. I get it. There's particular things they want. You're not going to please everyone. I'm so stoked that I'm going to this one. You know, because WrestleMania 40 felt like a culmination of an era. Ooh. Hey! Sorry, guys. Yeah, it felt like the culmination of an era. It really did. But little did we know, it was setting up more shit, man. Like that Endgame match at the WWE Endgame at the end of the Roman Cody match. Oh, sorry, I should say WrestleMania 41. Sorry, not WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania... No, it was WrestleMania 40, wasn't it? Yes. Yes. So... yeah, that felt like a culmination. But this one now, it's intriguing. It's very intriguing. I don't know. Like, I think they are purposely making it kind of as unpredictable as they can, and not showing all their cards all at once, which I think's awesome. Well, I feel WrestleMania 40, a lot of the card you could feel coming, right? And then CM Punk got injured, and it was like, oh. That was the one thing about Elimination Chamber. I was a bit like, no. Oh, that sucks so much. Was CM Punk getting injured before that. I was like, oh, I really wanted to see. I really thought that he would come and do a promo. I really thought that would be locked in, because it would have been so cool just as a thing, and then, you know. So, but this time now, hopefully, knock on wood, this time he hopefully will survive until Mania, and then I get to see him live at WrestleMania. You know, I've seen him live a couple of times. I remember I saw him face Rey Mysterio in like a 3-minute match. Just before that Money in the Bank in 2011, I think it was, where he, dropped the pipe bomb and that, and that's when he really cemented himself as like one of my favorite wrestlers. So it was cool to see him live in Perth at that point, but. How did he zoom across? Oh, you prick. Yeah. But he did like a promo, and then he had like a 3-minute match with Ray where he got squashed. So it was alright, but man, it'd be great to actually see him in like a proper match. If I think about my favourite matches I've seen live, so I'm just rambling about wrestling now because I'm just enjoying it. I'm going to Bowser's Castle. One more, guys, and then I'll call it. I think this has been a pretty okay episode, all things considered. Would I do this again? I don't think. I feel like it's better to me achieving like the trophies and that. But anyway. Man. Some of my favourite matches I've seen live. I was very lucky to see, I think it was in 2004, must have been 2003, because it was just before the SummerSlam. Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle had their match at the SummerSlam. And they had a singles match. And I got to see Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle. And a lot of the cool things that they did in that match, in the SummerSlam match, they actually did... in that match that I witnessed live, which was really cool. Like the pulling down of the tights and and Kurt going, oh, his tights down and stuff. Like it's just a funny comedy shiz like that. Yeah, and that was a great match. That was a great match. I really enjoyed. It left an impression. It was just entertaining. That's the thing. Like, well, I don't quite remember if it was a technical masterpiece, but I remember it was very entertaining. Like, my parents were laughing. Like, they were really enjoying it. I was lucky enough to see Triple H versus Ric Flair in a street fight. That was, I think, funnily enough, yeah, out of all the matches I've seen live, I think that was definitely up there, like near the, at least near the top. I can't think of anything much that tops it. Just because Triple H was my favorite wrestler. You know, and to see him face Ric Flair, also in a street fight, and then Triple H won. Like, I remember Ric Flair bent over for a backdrop, and then Triple H countered that into a pedigree, and I was just like, and he won that, and I was like, oh, that's so cool, and I was so pleased, because really, if you're doing like a live show, you kind of just want to have the people go home happy, right? And have the good guy win, right? But no, he went over that night, and I was like, that makes me so pleased. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you next time on Cushion Point Plays. Goodbye.